Good morning. It is Monday, and it is the end of week 8. 2 months 2 months since I began following a keto diet. Do I look like I lost weight? I actually want to go back and look again at the first couple of videos I did to see if I can see any difference. But Monday morning is weigh-in day. End of week 8 has brought us another 2.6 pounds. So that brings my total over 8 weeks. I have lost 25 pounds. I started this journey at just under 270, and I now weigh, I guess it's 244, I think. I have to look at the MyFitnessPal app just to make sure I know what I'm talking about, because it's actually kind of hard to keep track. Some weeks I'm just so focused on what I'm eating and tracking everything and paying attention to the macros, 80, 15, 5. So a couple of thoughts for this week at the end of week 8. First is my macros have been all screwed up. I had the 1 week, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, or the week before, but I didn't get any exercise in. My macros were all jacked up. My lunches were all wrong. My work schedule was all wrong. My workout schedule was non-existent. It's from the previous video. And I managed to lose almost 5 pounds that week. So last week, tried to get back into the swing of things. The foods were just all still kind of screwed up. I ran out of lunch stuff, salad fixings about halfway through the week, so I had to start improvising and went to some items that kind of worked in the past. You know, essentially fast food cheeseburger without the bun, and just getting creative as much as I could to stay away from carbohydrates. A lot of days, instead of the 80, 15, 5, what I found was I was coming in the high 70s instead of 80, sometimes mid. Yesterday, low, like 70, 72%. The protein, as opposed to where it's supposed to be is 15%, I was coming in at 17, 18, 19. In that range. But the carbohydrates are what I've really managed to keep under control. And granted, there have been a day here or there over the last several weeks where maybe the carbohydrates, instead of being 5%, come in at 7, maybe 6. And they scare the hell out of me when I look at the macro at the end of the day and realize, like, crap, what did I miss and what do I need to do differently? But again, almost 3 pounds. Almost 3 pounds, 2.6 pounds. It's crazy. It's insane that I've lost 25 pounds over the course of 8 weeks. Additionally, history is odd. If you pay attention to your own life, history can sometimes repeat itself. And one of the little companions I've had along the way on this journey is my Facebook memories feed. So every Sunday-ish, sometimes Saturday, sometimes Monday, I see a item in the Facebook memories talking about basically 5 years ago, where I was on a similar journey trying to accomplish weight loss through South Beach. Now, I think I've mentioned this way early on in these videos, but I had a lot of success with the South Beach diet 10 plus years ago. But it ultimately wasn't sustainable. There was no lifestyle changes at that point, and frankly, we were dirt poor, and I didn't have the funds to get creative with, food items the way I do now. But 5 years ago, the crazy thing is that I had started that journey in the middle of February, just like I did this year, and I was watching week for week for week. Week 1, week 2, week 3 would end right now, and I would see a Facebook memory saying week 3, week 4. It would correspond. So I was able to watch what I was saying 5 years ago about weight loss and about hitting a plateau in week 3 and getting discouraged and whatever. And it's been nice because it actually reinforces that I'm doing well right now. However, what is interesting is this weekend, and now it's Monday, there's no memory. So clearly, I believe I must have gotten discouraged and given up after week 7. And I don't remember it. I don't remember. It's funny to read these posts and not remember writing these things. There's no more posts. So I must have given up 5 years ago and thrown in the towel for one reason or another. But here I am at week 8, and I'm okay. I'm doing it. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I feel great. This is stupid how good I feel the last few weeks. I'm sleeping better. I'm not snoring as much, according to my wife. I've got more energy during the day. I don't hit a slump at 10 o'clock. The challenge, the hardest part of my day is the fact that I've been also engaging in intermittent fasting. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I've been doing that for almost 2 weeks now, where my breakfast is just the coffee, the bulletproof coffee that I have every morning, that I've had every morning since I started this thing. However, last week I will say that I switched the bulletproof coffee from coconut oil down to just regular old salted butter. The biggest reason I did that is the calorie count. So for that same 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, I'm saving myself about 60 calories by going to butter. The butter has about 200, coconut oil has about 260. As I'm trying to bring my body down in calorie intake to try and continue boosting this weight loss and correcting the metabolism, I've got myself around 2,000 calories a day. So it really makes me think about how I'm spending almost each and every calorie. Watching to make sure that I'm not in desperation mode at dinner, trying to understand how much I'm actually allowing myself to eat because of how many calories. I mean, when we started this thing, the salads I was making for lunch were clocking in at almost 1,000 calories because I was using 3 tablespoons of olive oil and just ingredients and ingredients and ingredients. And now I've stripped it down to where it's basically just lettuce, cheese, some kind of protein, maybe some black olives, and like 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And that brings those salads down from near 1,000 calories to more like 500, maybe 600 calories. So that's been successful. And the bulletproof coffee change, it's a nice change of pace, right? I like to get something to work and then try to find a way to change it just enough so that it confuses my body and maybe jump starts a little extra fat burning. I don't know. The one thing I've never done in 8 weeks, the one thing that's come up several times, has been to try and use like the strips you pee on to measure if you're in ketosis and how much ketosis is happening and how many ketones are in your pee. I've never did it. Thought about it like twice. Had one guy offer to give me the rest of the pee strips because he hadn't used them all. I don't want your pee strips, dude. But thank you. But no, I never did it, and I don't know that I will at this point. I don't know that it makes a difference. If I look at how last week I wasn't getting 80% fat, and I was getting much more protein, but Christ, some of the days the carbohydrates were down at 2 grams for the day, 3, 4. I think as long as I continue on this path, as long as I get as close to 80 as I can get, I'm trying to keep the ratios out of the 50-50 range or even 60-40, the better off I'll be. But that's my update for this week. What did I want to talk about? I want to talk about MyFitnessPal, the Facebook feed from 5 years ago, the bulletproof coffee, the food changes. My pants are looser, and my feet don't hurt when I walk around for an hour, and it's good. So if you've got anything to share, if you're on a weight loss journey, or if this has inspired you in any way, I would love to hear your experience and your comments. And I thank you, as always, for taking a listen to my Monday morning update. Warning. Warning, stay away from carbohydrates. But thank you, and good luck to you, and I will see you at the end of week 9. We'll see you next Monday. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.